this time, I will ask the Sergeant at Arms to escort all contestants out of the room except the first contestant. Sergeant at Arms, are the doors secured? Timers, are you ready? Chief Judge, can you please confirm that all the judges have been briefed and are in the hall, and if we can begin the contest?
Yes, contest master, the judges have been briefed. They are in the hall and we may proceed.
Thank you. Contestant, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Contestant number 1, Diluni De Silva. The brightest day can turn into the darkest night. The brightest day can turn into the darkest night. Diluni De Silva.
Imagine a door leading to your dreams. Will it be open forever? Madam Contestant, ladies and gentlemen, in the last week of our university's orientation program, we had to work on a project, and it was a beautiful sunny Poya day, and we were given only that day to work for it. Haha, and that was such a piece of cake for me and my always straight A roommates. We celebrated because that thing we knew we were gonna nail it. So with the intention of getting the first place, we started working for it. But my friend Hila, the annoying one in the room, with her characteristically enthusiastic, almost chipmunk voice, suggested, "Let's go to the beach today. It's a perfect day for us to hang out." And we all agreed and went to the beach. And when we returned back, we had just a couple of hours left to work on the project. Still, I had the intention of getting the first place. But on the following day, the panel of judges announced, the first place goes to Team A, the second place goes to Team B, the third place goes to Team D, and we were so sad. At that moment, although on the previous day we celebrated, because we knew we got an elite, but today we couldn't even secure the third place. So sometimes, even the brightest days can sometimes turn into dark days. Over to you, Nicholas.
Let's now give a 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when 1 minute has elapsed. Contestant, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant number 2, Udara Veerasinghe. The brightest day can turn into the darkest night. The brightest day can turn into the darkest night. Udara Veerasinghe.
How many of you here like bright days? Anyone? See, there are so many. For me, this brightest day was last October 30th. I was on a stage like this, and I was talking to an audience like you. And you know, it was my first ever public speaking competition. You know the miracle? The competition was to do prepared speeches only. And for the final contest only, we had to do the impromptu speech. I did my prepared speech, I did my impromptu speech. I was not so sure about the results. You know what happened? I won the championship. But you know what happened? The next day, I was supposed to sit at one of my final year exams. I was not ready. I took the exam paper and I managed I got my results. It was not so good. I won the championship that day, but the day after, I felt I lost my paper. Still, today, I'm talking to you right in front of an audience. And the day after tomorrow, I have my final year dissertation proposal presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, bright days, dark nights, all these are the life. What we have to do is face our life, whatever the circumstance it is. Over to you, Marcus.
Let us now give a 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when 1 minute has elapsed. Contestant, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Contestant number 3, Amirthavarshini Ananthan. The brightest day can turn into the darkest night. The brightest day can turn into the darkest night. Amirthavarshini Ananthan.
Have you ever been lost? We can get lost physically and mentally. Madam Contest Master, ladies and gentlemen, back in 2010, when me and my family visited India, that was the beautiful day of my life. We went on a pilgrimage to a temple, but somehow we got lost in the forest. Unfortunately, the locals there couldn't speak our language and we couldn't communicate with them. We were lost, hungry, and scared. Today, I'm here in Best Speaker 2024 Grand Finale, one of the beautiful moments of my life. But just before this impromptu speech, I was extremely nervous, overthinking, and I was mentally lost. 2 beautiful days suddenly turned into darkest nights. When we were lost in India, suddenly an old lady came. She came with a warm smile. She somehow knew we were hungry from our faces. She gave us fruits and somehow said with her hands how to get to the main road. And today, when I was mentally lost, the sergeant at arms who escorted me gave me a pat in my back. And this uncle gave me a warm smile that lifted my mood up. Ladies and gentlemen, when you find someone lost, when their beautiful days have turned into darkest night, you can be the brightest star to guide them. Can I see your brightest star now?
Let us now give a 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when 1 minute has elapsed. Contestant, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant number 4, Deomi Disanayaka. The brightest day can turn into the darkest night. The brightest day can turn into the darkest night. Deomi Disanayaka.
I knew it was gonna be my brightest day. The day I wrote my French A-level paper. Because my teacher told me I was the brightest student in my class, and I was very confident that I can get an A plus for my A-level French paper. But you know what happened? I made a very bad essay choice in the paper. I misinterpreted one little word and wrote the essay with a completely bad, wrong idea. Believe me, that was 30 marks. I came home, I checked for the meaning of the word, and I got to know that it had been a disaster. I was so enthusiastic to write my French paper because I knew I could do that, but it turned out to be the darkest night. And the very next day, I had to write my English paper. It was literature, not an easy job. I went to my mom and I said, okay, Mom, I screwed up my French paper. Now I have to write my English paper. What am I to do now? Then she said, darling, don't worry. You still can try. It's just one paper. Forget it and get ready for the next. I thought that was my brightest day, but it was not. It was my English paper, of course. I wrote it with full of confidence because I could forget what I did the previous day. It's not all about dwelling in the brightest day. It's about taking a step forward, and if you fail, learn from it. Forget the past, and even the darkest night could be turned into a bright sky. Because one day, the moon will light up the sky. Just like I did, next time you feel that your brightest day is turning into dark, just keep one hope. You can do it. Over to you.
Let's now give a 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when 1 minute has elapsed. Contestant, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Contestant number 5, Neela Dakshi Priyadakshan. The brightest day can turn into the darkest night. The brightest day can turn into the darkest night. Neela Dakshi Priyadakshan.
On your mark, get set, ready, go. Dear contest master, ladies and gentlemen, I took off like a rocket. It's a 100 meters race and I was over the moon because for the first time in my life, I'm going to win a race. In my mind, I was lifting the trophy, giving a winning speech and also writing some autographs. But suddenly, bam, I tripped in a small step. I don't know what to do. I can hear the voices in my head. They're asking, Neela, you need some medical attention. Just go and get it. But what about my dream? I just want to finish the race. So I have two options. One, I can stand up and continue my race. Or two, I can return to my house. But I took the option 1. I stood up again and I continued my race. And I crossed the finishing line. Of course, I didn't win the race, but I finished the race. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we expect some things in our lives. We dream of some things, but we might not get it. But those brightest days can turn into a darkest night. With your courage and your patience, you can turn those darkest nights into a bright day again, just like I did that day. I still have the satisfaction that I finished the race that day. So you also can finish your race. Over to you.
Let us now give a 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when 1 minute has elapsed.
Yes.
Contestant, are you ready?
Yes.
Contestant number 6, Kavidu Ali Singha. The brightest day can turn into the darkest night. The brightest day can turn into the darkest night. Kavidu Ali Singha.
It was 2022. We were getting ready for the wedding of the month, my cousin Nadisha's wedding. Everyone is excited and all pumped up to see the newly married. Contest master and my dear fellow guests, gatherers. Now, everything is going really well. Everyone's happy, the family's happy, everyone's happy. And all of a sudden, I hear a scream from my mother's room. Ah! I run towards the room. I ask, everything's okay? And she says, the A-level results are out. I went in front of the computer, typed my index number, and guess what, my dear friends? I got 3 S's. I felt silly, I felt stupid, and I felt ashamed. The brightest day has turned into a dark night. And the next morning, I get a call from my best friend, Disara. He calls me and says, dude, how are your results? Well, 3 years as my friend. And he tells me, Kavil, things can get bad. Sometimes good days, there are sometimes good days, and there are bad days in life, but still, life goes on. So, gather things up and get ready for your next attempt. You will do your best. Friends, I did my best in the A levels. In the next time, I got into one of the best universities of Sri Lanka, University of Caladia. You see, my friends, there are good days and bad days happening in our life, but what's important is we have to embrace every single moment of life. Over to you.
Could we please have 5 minutes of silence until the judges have completed their ballot sheets? Thank you, everyone. This concludes the grand finale of Best Speaker 2022. Over to you, hosts.
Thank you, Gavalier Sashini. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take pleasure in warmly welcoming our guest of honor, Toastmaster Sadhu Fernando. Pankaj, there are 6 finalists battling for one title. Who do you think will take the trophy today?
Yes, Pagoda. All of them are very talented. All I can say is that the best of the best will walk away today as the champions.
Exactly. We are also very excited, and I know so are you. But before that, amongst us is an extraordinary figure who's a businessman, an entrepreneur, a great leader, a Toastmaster, an impromptu speaking champion, and a director. He is the Chief Operating Officer at Cimex HRM Software and Director and Co-founder at Blue Mango Partners. He is also the Worldwide Impromptu Speaking Champion in 2021 and Double District Champion for Evaluations and Table Topics Contest in 2016 in District 82 and also District Champion for Table Topic Contest in 2024 in District 82. Now, without further ado, it's time for us to listen to what this inspirational figure has to share with us today about our event. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our guest of honor on stage, Toastmaster Sadhu Fernando.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I'll stick to the podium today since it's a university content, otherwise I'm quite used to the center. So, speech competitions are good. We need them. But at the same time, they can be bad as well. I am pretty sure 3 of the speakers are going to say that at the end of the competition. And you can get speech marks. Well, apart from that, let me also tell you one of the downsides of speech competitions is the fact that somehow I feel we tend to lose the ingenuity of speakers. Bit of a big word. But the authenticity of speakers are lost in speech competitions. What do I mean by that? Is that once we see a style, once we see an approach, once we see a method that works, majority of us are influenced by that style and we want to do that. I remember back in 2014, when some of you all were still doing your scholarship exam, I was a part of that Sri Lankan contingent that went to Malaysia for the World Championship of Public Speaking. And I had the pleasure and the privilege, I would say, of being a very close friend of Dhananjay Hettiarachchi. Immediately after that, trust me, my hairstyle was like that long before that as well. But immediately after that, I realized a lot of people, this is not a choice, it's a matter of hereditary inheritance. But the fact remains that I realized a lot of very handsome young men started shaving their head and growing the beard. Okay, appearance is one thing, but I saw a lot of them started speaking with an American accent. A lot of them started speaking to each other like this. And 11 years down the line, there is a little bit of that residue that is there. So, in a moment I will share with you why speech competitions are very important. In fact, let me humbly submit to all of you that I think, if at all, this is one of the things that might even shape the future of the world. And I will explain why that is. But before that, let me encourage all of us not to forget the fact that winning the competition is one thing, but in the process, if we lose our identity and what makes us really original and authentic, that's probably a cost that we don't want to take. Doesn't matter how glorified the win is. That's one. That's for everyone to remember. But coming back, why are speech competitions important? Before we answer that question, let me also tell you another reality that you and I are battling with. As much as the world is a good place, it is not in a good place right now. We've got lots of problems that we need to solve. And starting from geopolitical level where leadership is questioned, people who are meant to steer the course of humanity are being questioned for the very things that they take decisions. These are serious problems. We cannot ignore the fact that the environment is also teaching us a lot of lessons. I'm pretty sure if you read the news this morning, you would have realized that the so-called posh suburbans of Colombo 3, Kollupiti as we say it, or Kolpiti as they say it, are not areas that are prone to natural disasters or disturbances. And you wouldn't expect nice sedan vehicles that are parked in private gardens or by the side of duplication to be affected by these kind of things. So it is no longer, and then as you understand, this goes beyond Sri Lanka to the global stage where seemingly geopolitical, health, economics, everything seems to be in a bit of a disarray. As much as this could be quite overwhelming and also discouraging, let me tell you, throughout the history, people have overcome adversity. We have found solutions. That is because within humans, we have this amazing capacity, I'd say God-given, you can believe, because you've got to be, how do you say, apolitical and democratic when you address an open-minded audience like university students. But the idea is, we all have it in us to solve the bigger problems. We have the ideas, we have the solutions, yet we cannot solve them as individuals. Which means we need to gather the collaboration of like-minded people to solve these problems. And when we want to bring people together, especially to solve problems that are beyond our individual capacity, we've got to communicate with people who have opposing ideas. People who are equally competent, who are pretty strong in their belief system. You have to do that, and trust me, it's not easy. And very often the peril of the world, or where we are today, is because some people with great ideas and solutions to the problems that we face choose to take a backseat simply because the conversations of getting it across are sour, unpleasant. You and I have always had this question and spoken about it at length. Is this the best set of leaders that this country has? I'm not talking about the current or the immediate past, I'm just asking in general. Often we come and recommend people and say he or she should be the leaders because we understand their credentials, we understand their journey. Yet, when it comes to convincing people, getting them to rally behind them, their ideas and what they represent, you don't see these people going to the respective officers, positions of authority to influence change. That is simply because their communication skills are not honed enough to convince people one-to-one as well as convince people at large that they should be given an opportunity. So where am I going with this and how is it connected to the speech competition? Everybody needs to improve their communication skills, that goes without saying. But just because we learn, just because we practice communication skills, does that mean we bring out the best? I learned that lesson the hard way in 2014, rather 2013. The year before, Dhananjay Hettiarachchi won the World Championship. Like I said, he's been a close friend and a mentor. We used to take part in competitions together. And I distinctly remember in Bangalore, Indian Institute of Management, we had a district conference. And by that time, I had been contesting for about 4 years, and I was very confident in my newly acquired skills of public speaking. And I had a lot of assurance from my friends. And by that time, when I took part in that international conference with the Indian subcontinent as well, I have already won a lot of competitions, and I was very confident. Like a few of the speakers confessed here, speech competitions don't go the way that we want. So in that finals, when they announced the third place and the second place and my name was not announced, I was kind of elated for a fraction of a second thinking, wow, I have actually won. And people around me were getting all organized to celebrate and to cheer and everything, to see they announced someone else as the first. That bus ride from Indian Institute back to the airport that evening was one of the worst. I found it very difficult to gather myself, and Dhananjay came to me when he saw me in the corner of the bus, not talking to anyone, being really disappointed, my body language giving it away, and he came and said, by that time he has observed me compete for about 3 years, and he said, what are you contesting for? And I had an obvious answer that I thought at that point was obvious to him as well as somebody who's been contesting for 10 years. At that time I said, to win. What do you mean? And he said, then what? I said, that's it. I mean, you contest, you win, and that's it. As much as I've known it, he repeated it at that point and said, I have won quite a few times. Now this is the 9th year I'm still contesting. He did not complete that conversation or give me the full answer until the very next year, when he eventually won the World Championship of Public Speaking. And after he did that, when I got the honor and the privilege of spending a lot of time with him, he said, if you are contesting only to win a competition, trust me, after that it's going to be such an empty, boring space. You've got a certificate and a trophy to brag to the world saying you have won a competition. Then what? You must attach something more to this competitive journey. You must give more meaning, and you must definitely see what's next after this. I'll be lying if I say that I found the answer immediately afterwards. I had to continue for 2 more years where, like the gracious host mentioned, in 2016 I was able to achieve something that in competitions a lot of people haven't achieved. That is to win 2 competitions out of 4 in the same year. And I realized what Dhananjay was talking after that. I have won. So what? There was nothing. A couple of weeks after, everybody has forgotten the fact that I have won. That is where I discovered, and that's where I would leave you with as well. And just as much as I have seen and learned a lot of the greatest speakers, their journey starts after they have won a seemingly insignificant competition, because they realize that winning the title doesn't mean anything if you do not have meaning and purpose attached to it afterwards. After 2016, I competed simply because I wanted to be a better speaker. I competed because in a competitive environment, I discover facets about my communication that I won't discover just by attending a club meeting and trying it out. Because when you put yourself against people who have achieved higher standards than you, and you set yourself personal goals and standards that are higher than you, you push yourself to discover limits that you haven't thought about before. You push yourself to discover. Connect it back. People with good ideas and solutions to the problems that you and I have in the world when they arm themselves with the correct set of communication skills that they can convince right people, get people who oppose their ideas to rally behind them, and convince large audiences and masses to back them when they have the right solution, you can truly make a difference. You can't do that by thinking and listening to communication principles and techniques. You can't do that by turning up on for gavel meetings week after week and just delivering a project with no intention of pitching yourself against your better version and the people who are better than you. So you need to come to a competitive environment to realize the best. You and I have seen the evidence of that when you look at IPL. Where is India cricket right now? Where is Sri Lankan cricket right now? The fact that you create a very competitive environment, it haunts the skills of so many aspiring people that they pitch themselves against the best and then bring out the best in you. So the competitive environment is what I admire and appreciate the most about speech competitions. Provided the competitors compete in the right spirit of not just winning a title or losing your identity to become a cookie cutter speaker who wins. But so long as you can give meaning to the competition beyond and realize that the world is a much bigger place, the certificate and the trophy tonight doesn't make a difference, but it is the ideas that you have and the capacity as a communicator and a leader that you go out to the world and then share it with the world to make a difference. That's what matters. So well done to the organizers, and may you have the strength and wisdom to continue organizing more, and all the best to the 3 people who are going to feel a little bitter at the end of this competition, and the 3 who are going to celebrate, well, doesn't really matter tomorrow. Next year there is going to be, but may all of you realize and pursue the fact that the world is a bigger place. It requires smart, good people to come up with the solutions, gather the people around you, and communication is the one skill that is going to get you there. And that's a journey. It doesn't stop at one point. Always keep learning, always keep building your communication skills, and as you do that, keep building your ideas to make this world a better place. All the very best to everyone, and thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful thoughts. I would kindly ask our guest of honor to remain on stage.
I would like to invite on stage the Senior Treasurer of the Gavel Club of University of Kelaniya, Dr. Jehan Selviratne, to hand over our token of appreciation for our guest of honor.
Dr. Jehan is also the class. Thank you, sir.
Today, we reach another milestone of our legendary Gavel journey. It's time to launch the 7th edition of the Best Speaker official magazine.
Open it and you will see the efficient stylus of our Gaveliers play within its pages. I would like to invite our co-editors of the magazine, Gavelier Jinadari Ranvaka and Gavelier Desita Ratnayaka, and our Senior Treasurer of the University of Kelaniya Gavel Club, Dr. Jehan Selviratne, for the unveiling of the magazine.
Thank you, Dr. Jehan and my dear Cavaliers.
And now we are moving on to a very special moment. The greatest ability is dependability. There is no one we as Cavaliers can depend on more than our very own senior treasurer of our Gavel Club, Dr. Jehan Senaviratna. Needless to say, he is a figure for all of us at our Gavel Club. Now, it is with the greatest pleasure that we invite Dr. Jehan Senaviratna to make his official address.
Guest of honor, yes, of course, now you know he was one of my class friends, and we are still friends. But friends for a fact, I didn't know that he's going to be the guest of honor until I saw that they are sharing the flyers. Nowadays, undergraduates, this generation, what's up? So then only I got to know. And with that, it will tell something for the parents and guests, other guests, and students, undergraduates, and their friends from other universities, that how the Gavel Club operates at the University of California. So university students in state universities, you know that the role of a senior treasurer is not only to see whether you are having the checks and balances and your balance sheets, everything in order, or the budget in order, or the finance in order. It's not the only thing. Okay? So that's the person who will be responsible for you towards the university, the person to guide you all. So I like that. The one reason that why I am here at the University of California is guiding students. But what I want to talk about is not my role, the role that is played as Gavel Club and its members. So if you are or were a part of Gavel Club, you will understand. Especially if you were a part of Gavel Club of University of California. We normally say once a Gavalier is always a Gavalier. That's why I'm standing here as well. So I had the opportunity to witness the very first inauguration ceremony of the Gavel Club. We were speech crafters before 2024. Sorry, 2020. I'm so old, isn't it? Like 2004. Right? So we were speech crafters in 2004 as well, and then we converted into Gavel, as you have rightly heard at the very beginning, the very first Gavel Club in the South Asian region. So we were so proud about it. In the days when we were having introductions, we never missed to have that statement, very first Gavel Club. So 2005, still, if I remember right, I was in the very first year of my, when we carried as an undergraduate at the University of California, if not maybe the very early stages of second year. In 2005, we had the very first all-island inter-university best speaker contest. And we had it as best speakers contest. And it was wrong. Because somebody, I think, from the English department attended, I was an undergraduate, so somebody, as I remember, from the English department attended and told this is grammatically wrong. If it was the cannot be speakers. And then we, over the years, a little bit we changed. So one reason why I remember this fact is I saw Nadin's parents here. Then it took me back to 2005 because all Island University Best Speaker contest regiforms were cut at my home with the help of my mother. That is the day I realized some people find it really irritating to hear the noise of cutting ready forms. That's another thing I learned with that. So back in the days, those were like ready forms, you come up with all these things. Projectors, they were appearing, they were there in the lectures as well. Hardly any lecturer would use it. Right? But nowadays, back in the days, we had overhead projectors. Yeah, you have the transparent sheet and then you have the lectures. So things are changing. So what we groom up at University of Cali Gavel Club is the game changers. People who can take up leadership, people who can lead others, guide others, not just by words, by examples as well. And the team spirit of Gavel Club members, it's unmatched from the day I have seen the Gavel Club. Yes, some may be like really kind of die-hard Gaviliers. I see that with the attendance of parents as well. So these are very good lifetime learning kind of lessons that you learn here. Because what we learn at a university and what we do at the university, what we prepare, our outcome is not an intellect only, but we need our doers because we get benefited from taxpayers' money. So we have to give them back. So one way to give them back is while you are enjoying your life, like after the weekly education meeting, plenty meetings, right? Back in the days, plenty was 2 rupees, I don't know how much now, at the gym canteen or the staff canteen. Anyway, what you need to understand is even the contestants and the other undergraduates, right? What you need to understand is, and even parents and anybody who gathered here, people think that universities are to make our young generation capable of getting ready for employment. That is wrong. If you want to get employment, go to vocational training institutes. Universities are there. As I believe, universities are there and universities should be to produce intellects, the next game changers, the people who will come up with the next technologies, or the people who will bring up breakthroughs. So when you are making a breakthrough, the problem with our academic programs in the government sector or the state universities was communication skills, because we had and we will be having as well intellects who can be game changers. But if you do not develop your communication skills, you may not be able to take it to the world. If you look into the mission statement of the University of Canada, it is about generating knowledge and dissemination of knowledge. You cannot disseminate your knowledge properly if you are not a good communicator. So what we have done here, Gavel Club has done here, is about setting some standards, giving some sort of a feeling for it in the state university sector, with of course with the support from the young, from the other undergraduate institutes in Sri Lanka as well. Because without them, without the contestants, without their enthusiasm, an event like this will not happen. So I appreciate for taking the challenge, understanding the goods about speech contest, and I hope that you understood the bads about public speaking as well from my friend. So I wish all of you, including who contested and did not contest, participated, family members, all the best in your career. Again, career does not mean that you are working for somebody only. Right? It could be one way, one of the ways. You could be an entrepreneur, like my friend again. Right? Maybe you can be a housewife. Some of my students have directly told me, what's your ambition? I'm going to be a housewife. But an intelligent one. Housewife, that is like 95% of the jobs, right? That is the future of this world. If you have not done your job as a mother, right, then hardly 95%, whatever, 95% of us here would not be here. Take my word for that. Just think about it. Because of that formation, you and I are here. Because I'm talking about being in a university having 5,000 over 5,000 students. We couldn't even fill this hall on Saturday. Now this is an inter-university. So you have made a choice. I would say you have made the right choice. Life is all about making choices. So I wish you all the best, parents, relatives, family members included, not only for the undergraduates. I wish you all the best, and I would like to see that you make the right choices in your life. Before I end, I would like to thank judges, Toastmasters. Thank you for being here. Thank you for encouraging our undergraduates. Thank you for the support you have given. You had the choice to make. You spend your time with your family, or you are devoting it, committing for these young undergraduates. From my bottom of my heart, I thank you for giving your valuable time and sharing your talents with us. Thank you, all of you, and over to you.
Thank you, sir.
I would like to invite on stage the President of the Gavel Club of University of Kelaniya, Gavilier Nathil Gunaratne, to hand over of appreciation.
Thank you, sir.
Now, we would like to take a moment to thank our sponsors who helped make this event more grander.
Our utmost thank you goes to our print media partner, Angel Healthcare, located in Dalugama, Kelaniya, opposite to the University of Kelaniya. With their commitment to an excellence in dental, lifestyle and aesthetic medicine, Angel Healthcare is a leader of the healthcare innovation.
Our utmost gratitude goes to our food and beverage partner, Primero, known for their frozen meat and eat foods, confectionery and desserts. Primero brings together taste, convenience and quality all in one bite. Now available at Kiehl's, Cargill's, Arpico, Spa and Loves.
Also, we extend our warm thank you to our networking partner, ISAC Club of University of Canada. With us together to celebrate leadership, youth empowerment, and the art of powerful communication. Thank you once again to all of our partners.
He is a far-sighted strategic leader with a clear mission and a vision in his mind. His capacity to plan and organize is outstanding. His dedication and love for this club and its people are unmatched by any. It is none other than our very own President, Gavilian Nathil Gunaratne. My invitation goes to the President of the Gavel Club, Gavilian Nathil Gunaratne, to address the gathering.
A very warm welcome to all of you from the main auditorium of the Faculty of Medicine, University of Kelaniya. Guest of honor, Toastmaster Sadun Fernando, Senior Treasurer of the University of Kelaniya Gavel Club, Dr. Jehan Senaviratne, Chief Judge, Toastmaster Nisheda Indaratne, and our esteemed panel of judges, our finalists, and each and every one of you who is here with us today. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as the President of the Gavel Club of University of Kelaniya for this special occasion. The journey to Best Speaker 2024 has been filled with planning, preparation, and a shared passion for public speaking. Our goal was to create a platform where voices could be heard, talents could shine, and growth could take place. The Inter-University Best Speaker competition is a prestigious event organized by our club for the 18th time. Behind the scenes, there were many tireless nights filled with planning, brainstorming, and refining every detail to make this event a success. From preparing budgets to organizing logistics, every step required commitment, teamwork, and a shared vision. And today, as we see it all come together, it reminds us what can be achieved through dedication and unity. For this, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Vice Chancellor of the University of Kelaniya, Senior Professor Nilanthi De Silva, for all her support in our student-led initiatives. We also extend our thanks for the Director of the Career Guidance Unit of University of Kelaniya, Senior Professor Dilkushi Vaideva, for her constant guidance in help shaping us. And a special thanks goes to our Senior Treasurer of the Gavel Club of University of Kelaniya, Dr. Jehan Senaviratne, from answering all my late night calls, from meticulously helping us get all the details right, and helping us in every single step, at every single step of the way. Thank you very much, sir. Next, I would like to extend my utmost gratitude to the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, Professor Madhava Chandratilaka, and also Dr. Pavitra Godamune, and all the staff of the medical faculty for helping us get everything sorted smoothly. Next, I would like to thank our finalists. You are what made this night so wonderful. Thank you for your amazing speeches and showcasing your whole operation. Also, I want to thank our organizing committee members. You are the ones who helped make this event a success. Even sometimes getting through the tough tasks I provided. Thank you all so much. And also to our supporters, friends, and family who believed in us even when we didn't even believe in ourselves. I send a special thank you to my family who is here with us today for being there every step of the way with me. And thank you all so much for being here with us today. Wishing all the best to our finalists as we are waiting at the edge of crowning glory. Over to you, host.
Now we are here with the most anticipated moment, the crowning of the best out of the best in the journey of powerful voices which leave lasting impacts.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most awaited moment of the evening we have all been waiting for.
Paboda, I have the results in my hand. Can you guess whose names are in here?
That is very difficult question, Pankaj. Every contestant was equally talented. Maybe the audience has some idea. So the audience, any guesses?
Now, about to announce second runners-up of today's contest. I would like to invite guest of honor, Toastmaster Sandun Fernando, accompanied by the chairperson of Best Speaker 2024, Saitsa Taruneni.
The second runner-up is Neelayadakshi Priyadakshan from University of Morathuvar. Dear audience, we have made a small mistake. So, we would like to announce the first runner-up, Neelayadakshi Priyadakshan from University of Kelaniya, University of Morathuvar. Dear audience, our apologies for the mistake that we have made. So, the actual second runner-up is Amir Pivarshini Anandan from University of Morathuvar. Thank you, Toastmaster Sandun Fernando and Galileo Saritsa Taruneni. My dear audience, you want to know who's the winner? Yes. Not so fast.
To crown the best impromptu speaker, I would invite Senior Treasurer of the Gavel Club of the University of Caledonia, Dr. Jehan Seneviratnam, accompanied by the President of the Gavel Club of the University of Caledonia, Nabil Gunaratnam.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best impromptu speaker goes to Kavido Malasinha from University of Caledonia. The audience, sorry again for our mistake. The best impromptu speaker goes to Amit Tavachani Anandan from University of Moratuwa. I would like to ask Dr. Jehan Seneviratnam and Gavilian Nabil Gunaratnam to remain on stage to crown the best prepared speaker.
The best prepared speaker goes to Neela Dakshi Priyadakshini from University of Moratuwa. Now, to crown the best speaker, I would like to ask Dr. Jehan Seneviratnam and Gavilier Nabil Gunaratnam to remain on stage. And I would like to also invite our guest of honor, Toastmaster Sadun Fernando, Chief Judge Toastmaster Nisheda Indiratnam, and Project Chairperson Saritza Karunetni for the crowning of Best Speaker 2024.
The best speaker title goes to Kavido Vanisinghe from University of Caledonia.
Now, we would like to invite the newly crowned Best Speaker, Kavindu Walisinger, to speak a few words.
Thank you very much, MCs. Actually, I didn't expect another impromptu speech to do. Yes, so first of all, I would like to congratulate all of the 6 finalists. Actually, everyone did a marvelous job. I think they all deserve a big round of applause. Let's give a big round of applause to them. And just again, something that I really have to mention was that when Toastmaster Sam, his speech actually really truly humbled me, because I think that speech should be given after every single contest, because that was so much, it really changed my perspective of winning contests, because I now, actually from now, this moment onwards, I really am trying to push myself. The win is not my goal from now on. It's to push myself and just improve myself as a speaker within all the competitive speakers. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Sandhan, for that wonderful message. And yes, I'm truly grateful for the opportunity provided by the Gavel Club of University of Caledonia, one of the best clubs in and thank you very much, Nadilaya and Saritsa. Yeah, both of you actually guided me throughout the process. Thank you very much. And yes, I would like to finish off my speech by saying everyone just let's follow what Toastmaster Sandhan said in every country. Let's try to push our boundaries and improve, not to win, but to improve every single day. So, improve MCs.
Thank you, Kavindu Walisinger, and a huge congratulations goes to all the winners, to all our finalists who showcased your talents and left lifelong lasting impacts through your hall of oration for us today.
It's time to thank all the people who immensely helped us to make this event a huge success. To propose the vote of thanks, I would like to invite the Secretary of the University of Caledonia Gavel Club, Cavalier Alisa Ismail.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As we draw the curtains on what has been an inspiring and memorable evening, it is my privilege to deliver a vote of thanks. It is on behalf of the Gavel Club of the University of Caledonia that we take pride in what we have done today. First and foremost, we sincerely thank Vice Chancellor Senior Professor Rinaldi De Silva for the continued support and encouragement extended towards student-led initiatives such as this. We are deeply honored by the presence of our guest of honor, Mr. Sanun Fernando, the Worldwide Impromptu Speaking Champion 2021. Your outstanding achievements, including being the District 80 Table Topics Evaluation Champion and a dedicated member of Smedley Toastmasters since 2009, inspire every aspiring speaker here today. Thank you for gracing this occasion with your presence and for sharing your wisdom with us. We also wish to express our heartfelt thanks to We also wish to express our heartfelt thanks to Senior Professor Dilkushi, Director of Career Guidance Unit, for her consistent guidance and support. Our sincere gratitude is extended to Dr. Jehan Senaviratne, Senior Treasurer, whose steadfast support continues to strengthen the foundation of the Gavel Club. Our Chief Judge, Nisheda Indraratna, and the distinguished panel of judges, we thank you for your time, expertise, and thoughtful evaluation, which have played a crucial role in maintaining the integrity of the excellence of this club. We are equally grateful to the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, Dr. Madhava Chandra Tilaka, and to Dr. Pavitra Godamune for the venue, whose generous support enabled us to host this event in such. Our appreciation also goes to the auditorium staff and faculty for their invaluable assistance. We would like to formally acknowledge and thank our sponsors for their generous partnership. Firstly, our food and beverage partner, Primero, for your valued contribution to sustaining the spirit of the event. Angel Healthcare, our print media partner, and ICE networking partner. To our winners, congratulations on reaching this height. You have exemplified courage and clarity. To all contestants, thank you for embracing the challenge with enthusiasm and heart. And finally, to the organizing committee, thank you for your meticulous planning, tireless dedication, and professionalism. To all our audience, thank you for being part of this celebration of voice and vision. Before I conclude, I would like to acknowledge a small mistake that occurred during the announcement of the Best Speaker winner. We sincerely apologize for the confusion caused, and we are glad to share that the correct winners have been acknowledged. On behalf of the Gavel Club, we thank you all for your understanding and cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, Gavilia Lisa. Today, we witness the most awaited and the most glamorous speech contest in the university arena presented by the first ever Gavel Club of South Asia.
Yes, Paola, the Bulls have made their impact. Not only one, but with time, many will form the ultimate perfection after going through many struggles. The values will remain in our heart, in our confidence, and in our passion for what we do. I would like to thank all the people who have helped us in making the Best Speaker 2024 a reality.
Our heartiest congratulations to all the winners, and we convey our best wishes to all the contestants for their future journey as great public speakers. Thus, we draw the curtain of the Best Speaker 2024. Every one of you can find the dormant wolf within you and howl through oration and leave lasting impacts for years to come.
Once again, I thank all of you who are present here today at this vibrant event, with the hope of seeing you all in the next year at Best Speaker 2025. Well, as we conclude our beautiful journey of Best Speaker in 2024, it is Pankaj Karyawala
Deshanchali signing off from the main auditorium of Faculty of Medicine. Have a great night. In conclusion, please rise for the national anthem.
much.
Thank you.